This blessing was given by Oliver Cowdery to Joseph Smith Jr., and the reference is below. Blessed of the Lord is my brother, for the integrity of his heart and the steadfastness of his soul. Upheld by the arm of the Almighty, he shall never fall, but he shall be strengthened by his right hand till he overcome. Like Jacob of old, he shall wrestle with the angel, and as a prince shall have power with God, and shall prevail, ever faithful to his friends and true to his word. The goodness of the Most High shall sustain him, and thousands shall stand up to defend him from the hand of his enemies, and put forth the hand and ward off the blow were it needful. But ere his foes are aware, he shall be hid under the pavilion of the Lord Jehovah. For with the voice of his thunder shall he strike terror to their hearts, and as with the wings of an eagle shall my brother be carried beyond all harm. By the power of the Anointed, from amid the burning bush, like Moses of old, shall he hear the voice saying, I am the God of thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I have seen the affliction of my people, and am come down to deliver them. Go thou, and say to the strength of my house, to your tents, O Israel, build up the waste, and raise up the foundation of desolation that this generation has made. Thus shall he be honored of the Lord, and thus shall it be recorded of him, that the generations to come may bless his name. And Israel saying, The Lord make thee a Joseph the seer, who was of the house of Ephraim, and the brother of Manasseh. The Lord do thee good, and bring peace and blessings upon thy house, as he brought them upon the house of Joseph the seer, who was raised up of a choice vine, from the stem of Jacob, through the root of Joseph, even that Joseph who was separated from his brethren. For like Joseph of old shall he be. He shall save the just from desolation, by the wise counsel of the Almighty. For by his direction shall they gather in storehouses and barns, till they overflow with the richness of the fruit of the harvest. And by this means shall the just be saved from famine, while the nations of the wicked are distressed and faint. In due time shall he go forth toward the north, and by the power of his word shall the deep begin to give way, and the ice melt before the sun. By the keys of the kingdom shall he lead Israel into the land of Zion, while the house of Jacob shouts in the dance and in the song. Joy, O my soul, in that day, for thou shalt be with him, and bear thy part in the keys which are confirmed upon thee for an everlasting priesthood for ever and ever. Joy, O my heart, in that day, with thanksgiving and with praise, for thou shalt stand with him before the host of Israel. The lame shall leap as a hart, the old shall renew his strength. The virgin of Israel with the youth shall exalt the name of our God upon harps and instruments of ten strings. He shall be a sure arrow in the bow of his God, for he shall be hid under the shadow of his wing. His loins shall be like iron girded by the hand of the Lord, and his feet shall be swift to execute the commandments of the Most High. When he shall say, Destroy, his name shall be had in everlasting remembrance, and his seed after him, for they shall be saved to the uttermost. His fame shall be sounded in foreign lands, even to the ends of the earth, as well as nigh at home. For in this the times shall change. A prophet shall have honor in his own country. His learning and wisdom shall astonish the great, for they shall acknowledge that by his intelligence he has far surpassed their learning, and their science. In palaces of governors, rulers, and kings shall be honored, even in his person. For God shall give him power to prevail. He shall be a lawgiver to Israel. He shall teach the house of Jacob the statutes of the Most High. His testimony shall shine like the sun, and the weight of his influence shall be like the great river that rises on the east of the lasting hills, and flows into the great deep. So shall his righteousness ever abound. He shall partake of the blessings of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chief things of the ancient mountains, the precious things that couch beneath, and of the treasures hid in the sand. The records of past ages and generations, the histories of ancient days, shall he bring forth. Even the record of the Nephites shall he again obtain, with all those hid up by Mormon, and others who were righteous, and many others, till he is overwhelmed with knowledge. No precious thing shall slumber from his possession, for he shall be covered with the most choice of all ages, till his soul shall be satisfied, and his heart shall say, Enough, enough. In his hand shall the Urim and Thummim remain, and the holy ministry, the keys of the evangelical priesthood, also for an everlasting priesthood forever, even the patriarchal. For behold, he is the first patriarch in the last days. He shall sit in the great assembly and general council of patriarchs, and execute the will and commandments of God under the direction of the Ancient of Days. For he shall have his place and act in his station. Behold, my brother Joseph is blessed. Blessed are all who bless him, and blessed are all those whom he blesses. Multitudes, multitudes shall come to a knowledge of the truth through his ministry, and he shall be welcomed into the presence of kings and the great ones of the earth, for he shall claim his place among the nobles of the earth, and shall be reverenced by them. He shall also be filled with abundance of the fat of the earth. His flocks shall bring forth thousands and tens of thousands. His vats shall overflow with wine and oil. His cattle shall increase to a multitude. He shall have horses and mules, asses, she-asses, and dromedaries, camels and elephants, and all swift beasts. And when he goes forth in haste, his chariots shall roar like the approach of an army. He shall have gold and silver, precious stones, diamonds, pearls, and the pure platinum, with the antiquities of every kind. Thus shall God bless, and thus shall he be prospered, and he shall have peace after a little. For his enemies shall be consumed, many of them, and many shall turn and be his friends in very deed. He shall remain to a good old age, even till his head is like the pure wool. Behold, there is no end to the vision of the multiplicity of blessings and glories which shall come upon my brother Joseph. He shall possess a mansion on high, and have an inheritance in that city, which is like pure gold, even like transparent glass. His rest shall be glorious, and his name remain forever. Thus closes the vision, and thus it shall be, even so. Amen. Hope you enjoyed these patriarchal blessings. They were very interesting.